What is good, YouTube? This your boy Aaron.
It's Brian.
And this is the Courtside View Podcast. And we are back today. Week 2 of the NFL season has started. And we are reacting to, first, Eagles versus Vikings games, obviously. And what a game. It was terrible in the first half. But the second half it picked up. I'm not going to lie. Fantasy-wise, it wasn't the best for me because my opponent had Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, and Jake Elliott. Like, of course, of all matchups, it had to be that guy. But anyway, I'm so mad because the Eagles defense had like 4 fumbles, and they was looking really good. And then all of a sudden, it's just the secondary just had to secondary where they were missing James Bradbury, one of the cornerbacks. He was injured as well.
Maddox.
Yeah, Maddox. And then Kobe Dean, he didn't play. He was out with an injury as well. So they were missing some pieces, and it finally caught up to them, but not enough where they lost the game. And just speak to the game itself. How did you feel about watching the game overall?
That was some bad football being played. The Eagles have running the ball. Obviously, you do it, it works, but they just running and run. I was like, this is so boring. This is like 1980s football. Like, this is just bad. And then the Vikings, they just couldn't stop them. They literally did whatever they wanted to in the run game, and I was like, this is just pathetic. Can we get some real teams on prime time now? Because this is ridiculous. No disrespect to the Vikings, but we'll get into that later. Yeah. But for now, the game, it just wasn't. Like, I went and took a shower at the half. I came back, it was 27-14. Yeah, and I was like, what the heck happened?
Just seismic shift.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck happened? And I was just like, yeah, after that, it was just done deal. But it is interesting that even after all the turnovers from the Vikings and everything, the game was still within 6 points. That is very interesting.
It was.
That says a lot about this Eagles elite defense that the media has been parading around.
Well, we pointed it out during our prediction show before the season when we talking about the Eagles and why we both picked the Cowboys to win the division. I thought that the Eagles, were going to start off a little sloppy in the beginning because they're starting young players in their defense, and they lost their defensive coordinator, and Jonathan Gannon, he went to the Cardinals. He's the head coach. So I thought it's not going to look pretty at first. It's going to take some time for them to really get situated, get acclimated with the new system, with the new players as well that aren't used to playing all those snaps. And so far, we were right, pretty much. And you pointed it out that defense was a major concern of yours, and so far it has been.
Exactly. Because I know ball. But also, I didn't want to bring this up. Aaron convinced me.
Yeah.
But there's something y'all let me know if I'm tripping or not. There's something about Justin Jefferson. This guy he's like an anomaly to me because he is he's arguably the best receiver in the league, him and Tyreek, in my opinion. But it's something about him. He's always open, but yet when I'm looking at his game, I can't really assign him just one elite trait. Like, with Tyreek Hill, I can say, he has elite speed, He has elite, get elite separation using his speed, running routes and all that. And like Stephon Diggs, he has elite route running, right, and elite hands. Mm-hmm. But Justin Jefferson, it seems like he's just a really all-around guy. Like, he just does everything really well.
So he's like the LeBron of receivers? The best all-around receiver?
I wouldn't even say LeBron because LeBron is like a genetic, like a genetic specimen. So I can't really say he's like the LeBron of that. He reminds me of like Chris Paul.
What about I know.
Like he's like a super high level Adam Thielen.
I mean,
in the sense that he does everything just really well.
Well, let me tell you this, because Jerry Rice, I know I'm bringing up the go-to receivers.
But even Jerry Rice, he had elite routes and elite hands.
Justin Jefferson not elite.
He is elite. That's what I'm saying.
An elite trait.
See,
what?
Like, he creates separation, but can you really say he's like an elite route? He's an elite route runner.
Yes.
Okay.
Him and Devontae are arguably the two. Well, him, Devontae, and Stephon Diggs are arguably the 3 best route runners in the league.
Okay.
Arguably. Now, you can, if you want to bring in like Cooper Kupp or Calvin Ridley or some other guys, Keenan Allen, by all means, go ahead. But every time I hear about elite route runners, it's Diggs, Devontae, and Justin. What about his hands? He don't got elite hands?
He has very good hands. Actually,
Did you watch that game?
He does have a lead. I'd never seen him like drop a pass.
What about that catch against the Bills? Remember that catch
that
against the Bills?
that was crazy.
Come on.
That was crazy.
Nah, I think you're reaching a little bit.
Reaching a little bit by
Yeah.
saying he's just a very good all around. He does everything very good.
But you say he don't have like that one trait that he's like a lead at.
Okay, you may be misconstruing. I'm saying that he can't be put into a box.
Oh, okay, that's a better way of interpreting it.
Yeah.
All right, that's better. Like I felt like the way that you were.
That's why I say he's a nom, because you can't put him in a specific category as to what makes him.
You can't define him.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. I get
That's
you.
what I meant by that.
Yeah. Man.
Not that like he's not that good because I'm saying like you can't define his game with just he's good at like he's good at everything.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this, he's not criticizing Justin Jefferson. He's actually praising Justin Jefferson for being an all-around great receiver. That's what he's saying. He's not trying to say, he's not good at this.
Because realistically, he has no flaws in his game.
So, there you go. Basically, just like with Jerry Rice, back in the day, you can name, if you want any other receivers that you can put out there, but yeah, the name that comes across to me is Jerry Rice when it comes to all-around receiver, no holes in his game. Not a physical specimen, but in terms of just fundamentally sound, being able to make catches, being able to get open. That's Jerry Rice. And I know I'm putting too much high pedestal on Justin Jefferson. Like, I don't want to put too much expectation on Justin Jefferson, but the first 4 years of his career has been Jerry Rice-like. So, I mean, is that really a bad comparison? The way his career is looking, the trajectory of his career, it's on par with a guy like Jerry Rice.
Oh, yeah. Isn't he the fastest receiver to reach 5,000 yards?
Mm-hmm.
So.
I think he broke Odell's record. I think Odell was the guy that was the fastest, and then Justin Jefferson came along, and now he's the fastest. So,
them LSU boys, man, something special.
Yeah, something special. Him, Chase, Odell, Landry, goes on and on. Something special. But yeah, on the Vikings side of things, right? Since we're talking about Justin Jefferson, he's on the Vikings. I said this before the season started. My concerns when it comes to the Vikings, they lost some players. And first of all, you talked about how it was a close game. I said this. I was like, the game is over. It's Kirk Cousins.
You did. He did say that.
You like, Aaron, you don't know ball. Like, okay, bro, just wait. It's going to happen. Now, is it entirely his fault? No. But at the end of the day, what will go wrong will always go wrong. And that's generally what happens when it comes to Kirk Cousins.
You're blaming Kirk Cousins?
No, I'm saying, well, he fumble the ball.
Oh, my goodness.
Didn't he fumble the ball one time? I do recall he fumbled the ball one time. But no, I'm not blaming Kirk Cousins on this entire game because the defense was to blame. And Alexander Madison fumbling the ball 3 times was to blame as well. So I'm not blaming Kirk Cousins entirely. But what I will say is that a Kirk Cousins-led team, I'm not a believer in. Even if it's not entirely his fault. It's just something about the energy. It's like he put a spell, a curse on his team every time he's a part of a team that's playing in prime time. So I just look at the history and I just know they're going to lose. Just like with the Cowboys. I expect them to lose in the playoffs.
Okay, you done went too far. You went too far.
It's the same correlation. Like, it's the same. You can compare both sides, and the fact that whatever you think will happen will exactly happen as you expect. And the fact is that the Eagles won because Kirk Cousins in primetime games is not it. Now, he did ball out. I think he had 4 tubs, 4 TDs. He was sensational. But if you watch the entirety of the game, then you will understand that he wasn't doing this in the first half. Second half is when he went off. So the numbers can be a bit skewed. There's a lot of context behind those numbers. But overall, that defense is atrocious. And I said that even though they have Brian Flores as a defensive coordinator, it won't change the personnel that is on that team. And the corners that they have is you and me. The safeties that they have Harrison Smith, which he's really good. Well, is he still really good? That's the question. I mean, they can't really tackle anymore. And the linebacking crew, okay. The front four, like, it's bad. Let's just say that. It's bad. And I just think that they're 0-2 right now.
You see who they play next?
I forget.
Three of the next 5, I believe, are the Chiefs, Chargers, and it's one more other team. It's another, like, playoff team. It might be the Niners.
Yeah, I think it probably is.
So, yeah.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. It's the Vikings, Panthers, Chiefs, Bears, 49ers. Then they go to Packers, Falcons, Saints. So, yeah, they have a tough stretch coming up.
Yeah.
So they're 0-2 right now.
If they don't figure something out, it could be looking real bad for them. Like 2-5 bad.
Yeah.
Like, you looking at mock drafts at that point.
For sure. I wonder, because Kirk Cousins' contract, I don't think they have extended his contract yet. I could be wrong, but I think they haven't. And what are they going to do with Kirk Cousins? Are they going to trade him, eventually trade him if it gets bad?
Would I? I think I probably
Hell
would.
yeah.
I would.
The quarterbacks coming out this year?
Yeah.
What? Drake May, Shador Sanders, and Caleb Williams? I know Justin, he wants to win, but hey, bro. Kirk Cousins, Caleb Williams. I know Jordan Addison was like, hey, let's get Caleb Williams. Let's get my guy Caleb Williams. I know he would want Caleb Williams, but I think the Vikings they'll win some games. I don't know how many, but so far it is looking bad. It is really looking bad. In the Eagles side, but the Eagles side of things, they're 2-0 right now.
Easy schedule.
Easy,
man.
yeah.
They could legit be 6-0.
I will say this: although yes, they struggled the first 2 games. Guess what? The win column is still a win. Like, although the Cowboys won 40-0, all wins are the same.
Man, look who they got to play, bro. The Buccaneers, Commanders, Rams, and then the Jets. The toughest game I don't know what week this is, but it's against the Dolphins. Then they play the Commanders again, then the Cowboys, then the Chiefs. Okay, so they got a pretty mean second half schedule. I'm not going to lie.
Shoot, but by the time they get to there, they'll probably figure it out. They probably figured it out. So, because you saw with A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts on the sideline, they were sort of, going back and forth. They're still trying to figure out the new system and everything. By the time they get to the tough teams, they're going to be like week 8, week 9?
Yeah.
They probably be undefeated. So
they can't keep getting away with this.
The schedule makers gave them a really nice schedule.
Compared to my team, where we got to go through a gauntlet in the first half of the season.
Hey, man, it's the Cowboys. A lot of people are doubting you guys. You have to prove people wrong before you can finally have people come to you guys as I guess you bandwagon. So
don't worry, when we do to the Jets, what we gonna do to them? They gonna believe.
Okay. Well, at least
I hope.
Well, hopefully Breece Hall can give me 100
Trust me,
yards
it's not happening. It's not happening.
I need that same Cowboys defense from last year to show up when it comes to stopping the run. I need that same Cowboys defense. Come on now, 5 yards to carry.
It's not happening.
Let's do it.
It's not happening.
All right. Well, that'll do it for the Eagles versus Viking game.